Hey everybody, welcome to T-Ham 141 Homestead. My name is Tracy. If this is your first time here, welcome. If it's your millionth time, welcome back. Hi Karen, it's good to see you. Yeah, I'm doing great. Had a slightly light night last night. A slightly late night last night. As you can probably guessed by the picture that I used for the thumbnail for this live stream, around 10:30ish, it was raining out pretty good. Batman said, you know what, I need to go to bed. And yeah, they did. And so I shut the TV off and I heard out because this is all one room. I watch the TV here, but my bedroom's right over that way. I mean, it's 32 foot wide. There's no real wall in between them because I like the open design. And I heard, and it really, really sounded like a bear. And I'm like, oh wow, there's a bear out there. And then I grabbed my headlamp and started headed outside, and I'm like, man, oh man, I hope that's not the pigs. It was the pigs. So first thing I did after I had my headlamp on is I ran up and I had to open the gate. Or wait, no, I ran up and I grabbed my stick. I got a long, what it is it's a shovel handle that works really good. It's just long enough I can stand behind the pigs, but touch their faces. If I touch the right, they go left. If I touch the left, they go right. I grabbed that stick and I came down and they were in the front yard. They saw me with the light and they said, oh, he wants to jog. He wants to run. He likes to run. We'll run with him. And yeah, so that's what they did. And yeah, Piggly, much too wiggly. And so they started headed down. I managed. You can't just catch up to them, and you can't just run behind them to catch up to them. You have to get in front of them, because the faster, if you run behind them, then the faster you run, the faster they run. And they may be slightly heavy, but they're fast. And they're in a lot better shape than I am. And this is 10:30 at night. It's raining. I've got my wet weather clothes back from Trevor's sitting here in this chair. But for some reason, instead of grabbing that, I just grabbed, it's like a windbreaker type jacket that I got from Word of Life years ago. And so it's raining. I'm getting soaked. I got my stick and I circled around them and I got in front of, I didn't have to get in front of them all. Okay. What I've learned is there is a leader. There is always a leader. And so, but I have two pigs that they're white with black on them. Then I have one kid that's more of a brown. One pig, not kid. Even though if they were kids, they'd still be going to butcher soon. The way they're acting. But I got one of them that's a different color. So I picked the biggest one that's of the two with the same color, and I got in front of him and I took my shovel handle and I stuck it right in his face, right up along the jaw. I'm not hitting him with it. And I pushed to the side and he turned right around and he ran over to the I've got a pile of wood chips out there and started rooting in the wood chips. I said, okay. He stopped. I'm going to catch my breath because I just did some serious running. And you ever forget whether or not you were breathing when you were doing something? Yeah, it happened to me. Anyway, I'm out there and it's raining, and I said, okay, time to head back up. The other two had stopped and just started meandering around in the woods, just the other side of the yard. So I said, okay, let's go. And I get them coming up, and man, it wanted to go on in the woods, and so I had to take and swat it on the side of the head slightly with my pole, and it straightened right. It steered nice, no power steering, but it steered pretty nice. And then it ran into the back of the car. Because it wanted to go to the right of the car, and I wanted it to go to the left of the car because where I got the car parked. And it ran into the back of the car. So I'm literally pushing it now up along the back of its head and stuff. I'm pushing it, and it finally decides, okay, I'll go this way. So it went, and the other two are following right along. They're meandering. They're not getting too far from their leader. Thank God. Well, it is starting to rain pretty good, and I am soaked right through. And I'm like, man, oh man, where are they getting out? Well, I look over. I'm like, it's raining. They should have been in their shelter. I look over, and the whole wall, the whole west wall is pushed out of the shelter, is pushed out, taken apart. It's just like a can opener, and that's where they got out. I mean, it's only like, I'm gonna say 6 foot deep by 7 foot wide, somewhere in there. So it's not very big. The 3 pigs fill it up. So I said, okay, can't deal with that yet. Let's get them in, because if I go to fixing that, they're going to wander. And if they wander, I might not catch them again. So I open the new gate. I get them around back. I open the new gate and let it swing open. Big pigs coming up and coming between the new shed, not the chicken coop, but the one behind it, the new shed and the fence. He comes between it. He doesn't like, I guess, doesn't like the rain coming off the roof on her back. So she runs faster. So I managed to cut around, and I start driving her, and she is headed straight into the pen. And I'm like, oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you. She sees the electric fence wire, hits the brakes. Yeah, because Trevor told me, don't tell him I said he was right. That would be really bad for all involved if Trevor thinks he was right. But because I was supposed to get a handle, one of those spring handles for electric fences, and I never did. So the pigs are milling around right there, and they seem kind of content for a few minutes, just hanging out by the gate, as long as I'm not trying to push them towards the electric fence. So I run into that shed, and the only thing I can find is my fencing pliers, the ones with the hook where you can pry staples and drive staples with it and cut wire and stuff. So I cut the wire, just let it go. I move it out of the way, and I say, okay, let's try again. So once again, I have to circle around these pigs. You can't just come up behind them, because they go forward. I have to come around these pigs and pick the right one. And this time she goes right at, she stopped for a second, and then she didn't see the fence going across. She went right in. I stepped off to the side a little bit. The other two pigs went right in. I closed the gate. Now I have a problem. It is pouring rain out. They're in the new section of the pig pen, which is getting pretty level. I'm gonna have to do a video on that. It was a nice incline. All the water went out. What in the world is going on with this? Anyway, but now they're getting it leveled out, man. These pigs are rooting tooting. And so I said, okay, they're in. They don't have the electric fence, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and fix the way they got out, because in previous escapes, they would go right back to where they got out and try to get out again, or actually get out again. So I go over, and like I said, it looks like, because there was one board across, one 2x10 going across, screwed to the walls, or to the uprights, the front and rear upright, and then there's sheet metal that was formed the actual wall. And it looks like a sardine can, or any sardine, smoked oysters or whatever, where you pull the tab and you pull it back, but it is just wide open. So I grab the board, which is still hooked to the sheet metal, and I push it back in place, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I was so ready for bed. It is pouring out here. I can't go get the tools and the stuff I need without them getting out if I don't close this. Well, I look over, and the other day, Trevor and I had unloaded a pallet, or quarter pallet, half pallet of pig feed. And so the tractor was sitting there. I hadn't put it away. I'm not good at putting stuff away. That's just me. And it had the pallet forks on it. And I'm like, okay. So I pushed the wall back into place. I took my pole and propped it up against it. Now, if a pig pushes on it, it's over with. And they, while I was doing this, had come in to the little shelter and were like, okay, we want back out now, Dad. And I'm like, And so I slapped the pig. I slapped the pig on its nose. It didn't affect this pig anyway. But this pig, after a few seconds, they went back out, because I'm telling them, no, get back. So they get out. I run over, start the tractor, lift the, I've got the box blade on still, lift the box blade, lift the pallet forks, pull up to the wall, level the pallet forks on the ground, got off the tractor, grabbed my stick, which was holding the wall in place. The wall started, trying to swing open a little bit more. And then I drove the tractor forward and pushed it up, because pallet forks have that backing on them. You got the two forks, and then you got the two forks coming out, and then but you got that backing on it. And I pushed that, the forks went under they went under the shelter, and that backing pushed up against that wall. And And I said, okay, now I can concentrate on getting the tools. The heavens opened. God held the hard rain off till I got it secure. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go in, get dried off, wash up, because now I'm smelling like pig and I got mud all over me, and go to bed. And so that's what I did. I woke up this morning, everything. They're not pushing the tractor out of the way. Before I went to bed, I did reconnect the electric fence where and then check it to make sure it was still working past where I reconnected it, and it is. But holy moly, holy frijoles, mine. It was something. So I get in and I got to bed. I woke up this morning and I first thought, okay, let me go check the pigs. I went out to check the pigs. They were out again. No, just joking. They were just laying there in the shelter looking at me like, yeah, you spoiled our fun last night, but it wore us out. So yeah, I had a blast with the Piggly Wigglies. These, we are like 2 pallets of food behind. Okay. And I think what is going on, which means we've bought like 2 pallets of food more than normal. I think what's going on is we got these pigs. Hey, Remy, how's it going? You just missed a good story, true story of playing with pigs out in the yard in the rain, and getting them back in. Praise God, because I this whole thing of them following the one, that is just epic. If it weren't for that, if I had to say it again, pigs pushed the wall out of the of the pigs pushed the wall out of their little enclosure, their shelter, and got out. I heard them, went out in the rain. Oh yeah, I won't report that. I won't say that, because he told me, because what happens is I screwed, you have the 2 support beams, right? And not soon enough. You have the 2 support beams, and I put the board on the outside and then the sheet metal across that. Well, I should have put the board across the inside, because then when they're pushing on the board, they have the whole shelter holding that board in place instead of just the screws. So yeah, so they got out. I got them back in. And then later this morning, I said, okay, later this afternoon, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fix that. I'm going to put it right. The tractor's still parked there, hasn't moved since I put the tractor up against the wall. So the tractor is holding the wall in place so they can't push out. It's still sitting there. I don't know what happened this afternoon. Oh yeah. Yeah, they didn't have to dig though. They just, I don't know if, because sometimes they get in there and they start nudging each other and pushing on each other. I think one of them just pushed the other one out through the wall, and they're like, "Hey, we can get out." Gee, just what will you do when there's no more piggies? I think they're just trying to keep you. But yeah, that's great. I can occupy myself for hours on YouTube. This morning, I was working on the video for day 2 of my vacation. And I need to start this 30-day. Oh, I did not, did I? Okay, hold on. I will. Ah! Sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Hold on, I'll take you guys with me. Present, share screen, YouTube Creator Studio, and share. Let's just make sure it's sharing. It is sharing. Content. That bring you guys with me. Why not? Come on, content. Okay, I've really got to get a new computer. Holy moly. Okay. Come to this. Customization. Yee, live reactions. There we go. Yeah. Let's see if I can, if it, oh, that it would be under analytics. In the last 28 days, 67 views. I need to make more tractor videos and not more tack pack videos, I guess. 953 since November. That's not bad. That's my best video was the 16-month tractor thing. I need to do more tractor stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, what's going on here? Hide current comment. Let's go back to that. Let's remove that. I just got Marilyn taught. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to give into it and start doing some tractor videos. Unfortunately, right now it's holding my pig shelter together. It makes a great wall holder. Great support for walls. Branson Tractors, great support for walls. You know what else I forgot to do? I bet you I did not. Anybody see a advertisement? No, I did not. Oh, Tracy Dale. No wonder I'm going broke. Sorry if you happen to start seeing seeing commercials. I'm sorry. Daddy's got to eat. I emptied the bit. I had this huge thing of peanut butter that's lasted me for like 4 or 5 months because I've been eating a lot of peanut butter sandwiches for snacks. I don't know why I associate peanut butter with protein. I don't think it works that way. But that big thing, I just emptied it today. So Papa's got to buy more peanut butter. So I do apologize for any ads that do show up. in the feed. As you're watching this, if you're watching this, hey, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, that little notification bell so that you, yes, you get notified every time I come out with new content. Boy, it is such a privilege to make content for you guys. And I know I'm not the biggest or fastest growing YouTube channel out there, and that's okay. And I some of the reason that my channel's not growing is my own fault. I was I have a store nearby called Runnings. Not Running Man, but Runnings. It is awesome. It is like Canadian Tire, Gander Mountain, Cabela's, Tractor Supply, Agway feed stores all put together. I mean, it's got everything you need. So yeah. So it's just Runnings though. It's not Running Man. In fact, Trevor and I were in there the other day, and I said, you know what? Oh, they're opening there. Is that Runnings or Running Man that is opening there? Because Runnings sells the big bags of homemade candy and stuff, the old fashioned stuff, everything you need for canning, everything you need to wash, to make like homemade laundry detergent, the naphtha soaps. And Running Man, no, I never heard of that. Well, we're just gonna, let's see. Let's come back here. Post-production services. Hold on, I think I got okay. That's Runnings. That's what we have is Runnings. And they are awesome. Running Man Malaysia. Running Man Forge. Running Man Grocery Mart. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to take you guys to the their website, but maybe it is a Canadian thing. Oh. Yeah. But yeah, the sun is shining now, and it's been drying off all day. Trevor called a couple times. Somebody gave him a bunch of trees, and he went to look at them, but he couldn't find them. So in his travels today, he's called me several times, which is cool. I love talking to Trevor. It's fun. I love reliving some of our conversations because, okay, if any of you have watched the videos of our West Virginia rides, I'm riding with Trevor, or the last time we went to West Virginia, I was riding with someone. But when we're riding UTV, I have a handheld camera. This one right here. I have a handheld camera. I should have used the gimbal, but I didn't want to mess with more batteries and stuff like that. And so I am trying to video Trevor and back and forth. Then I have a mounted camera on the mounted on the roll bar. And that mounted camera, in theory, should stay on the whole time until that whole day. And I check it and their Facebook page. Hold on. It won't let me. Let's see. Share, inspect, save it. It won't let me copy it from here. Anyway, so I'm trying to film it. Sometimes you can get our conversations when we're going slow, when the windshield is down, because we can open his windshield up and it lets air through. Air is important when you're in West Virginia. I wasn't that hot in West Virginia. The heat here in New York, when we got back, near about killed me because I wasn't moving, didn't have that airflow flowing through my hair, my beard just a flapping in the wind, you know. And I didn't have that. So, but some of the discussions and some of the stuff, I think as I was editing today, I got one of the deer that we saw. We saw a lot of deer. This one was, he was on a flat, a level area. There aren't many level areas that I've seen in West Virginia. It's up and down, ridges and hollers, ridges and hollers. But yeah, so I really enjoy getting a lot of that on camera. But I have to watch all that. That camera going through a 30-minute video takes, bear with me, got to do the math. Going through and watching a 30-minute video takes 30 minutes. 30 minutes. That's American math right there. But I carefully scroll through it quickly. So it takes, do the math. Hold on. For this, I need the calculator. About 15 minutes. And that's great. Problem being is you have, an 8 to 9 hour day, which makes you have 16 to 18, 30-minute sections to go through. And then you try to sync the cameras coming from, I don't have it here. It's in my thing, I think. But you have to try to sync the video coming from the mounted camera with the video from your handheld camera. Why, thank you, Remy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I worked hard on math for about 10 minutes, and I told the teacher, this ain't happening. Of course, they were trying to teach me stuff that I've never used. Algebra, trigonometry. I did use a lot of geometry, and algebra and stuff as a flour miller. When I for several years, I was a wheat and we made pastry flours at Burkett Mills in Penn Yan, New York. And you had to, okay, you have a cylindrical tank, hopper, tank, whatever, bin, um, and it is this big, and it is filling up with grain. You're filling it with grain at X amount of bushels an hour. How long? Until you have to shut off that grain before you overflow that bin. And in order to do that, you need to know how fast you're filling it and how much it holds, and then how many, whew. But I could have learned that on the job. In fact, I did relearn that. Yeah, Penn is an awesome place. I really enjoyed it. Right there next to Burkett Mills, there is um, a little canal, and there's great bass fishing in Cuca Lake. Great bass fishing. But yeah, so I had to use the math then. And you know that's some pretty cool stuff to be able to do. But the miller who was training me told me about this really cool thing that they had, and it was called a notebook. I still got my little pocket notebooks, and you write down the equation so that you can perform it multiple times and not have to keep it in your head. Well, you're in good physics. You know how much pressure you need to put on a wall with a tractor to keep it in place. Just enough to keep it in place, not enough to push through it. Because if you put too much pressure with that tractor on the side of that building, remember who built the building? That building will go and flatten right out. Yep, physics. Well, there's all sorts of things. I've been working on my range estimation, and I stink at it. I used to have it down. The one of my problems is in the military, everything was meters and kilometers. They use the, what is it? Is it, no, imperial? Yeah, imperial, the metric system for distances and everything. Well, I'm in America now. The one country who will not submit to the metric system and uses, I believe it's called the imperial system of measurement, which is fractions, freedom fractions, baby. And so there was a time I used to be able to tell you that's 100 meters. Well, now I have to say that's 100 meters, but I want it in yards. My rangefinder works in yards. Not a lot of help. Not a lot of help at all. For that. But all in all, it is a lot of fun because I expanded my shooting range. So now I'm shooting right across my front yard, which is fine. I am the only one here. Me, the cat, the chickens, and the pigs. And if the pigs get on the shooting range, we're going to have a problem. But yeah, it was funny. I was telling Trevor today, and he's like, "Oh, brother." I was in full kit playing around. from my target, my steel target, to my property line is just over 200 yards. But I cleared that. So now I can shoot at 200 yards. There are different. I left the bigger, anything that was bigger than like 2 inches, I stayed there. So you got to shoot around the trees. Most of the brush and branches I moved. You had to. But because I want to be able to see clearly. I don't want to be shooting through leaves, because if something or someone wanders onto the, comes up my driveway while I'm shooting, I need to know that, because I'm shooting across my driveway. But that's okay. Just when you're pulling in the driveway, honk the horn, something like that, or stop and wait a few seconds. If you don't hear shots within 2 or 3 minutes, come on in. But no, there's plenty of room for me to see. It is a very safe range. I have a very good backstop that I am constantly building on. But yeah, I was in full kit, had the belt and the body armor and all that good stuff on, in a 22. God bless the communist country of New York. Kathy Hulkle, let's just say I owe you. No. I am hearing that there's a lot of things. I'm not going to get into politics. But I'm hearing that there are a lot of people that are getting tired of the laws and the stuff, our freedoms being taken away, and that hopefully, God willing, they'll reflect those feelings at the ballot box. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not really a big deal, because I can't afford to shoot much. Maybe once or twice a month I get to go out and shoot. This was my first time in full kit though. Because I'm trying to build up my breath, my wind. How do you say that? Build up my stamina, and that I think that'll help us. Maybe one day I'll post a picture of me in full kit. Not today. But yeah, it's and I have friends, I have the range here. They can come shoot on the range. I won't even charge them. Just let me know first. Don't shoot the chickens. Don't shoot the cats. That was funny though, because I was shooting and I'm aiming, and I have a 4-power optic. Okay, so everything is 4 times closer than it really is, which is still leaves it quite a ways away. But I am sitting here watching these stupid chickens in my front yard, and they get directly between me and the target. Okay. There's a rooster and there is a hen. They're both buffs. I love my buff Orpingtons. And so she's sitting there, and I'm like, come on, you gotta move. And I'm practicing patience, because I'm not a very patient person. She steps out of the way. So he's here, she's here, and my target and my reticle are here. My target and my reticle are up, but I'm shooting right between them. And I do. I shoot right between them. And I don't know if you guys have ever, I pray none of you have ever been shot at. But if you hear, they're supersonic bullets, okay? They're not subsonic bullets because I can't afford good stuff, and I don't even know if they make a 22 subsonic. But when a bullet goes over your head, by your head, it's like a and sometimes it's like a zzz, 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 zzz. And if it hits next to you, it doesn't go you like that? Like on westerns, unless it hits, if it hits a rock, you might hear it go ting. But for the most part, it's just like that. And if it's on the side of a Bradley turret, it's oh yeah. Hold on, I can do that better. Let me find. Just louder. That would be an AK-47. Or as close as I can get to that sound on the turret of the Bradley infantry fighting vehicle. On the outside, I was on the inside. But anyway, I did that, and that was nice. That was fun. Some good chainsaw work. I've got a lot of wood here that I have to buck up into logs. I'm sure to make a video about that because everybody loves watching the fat man with a chainsaw. Trevor's like, that saw's not going to last you at all, man. He's like, you throw your saw more than anybody I've ever met in my life. Well, I'd rather throw it than fall on it. But I got to buck up a bunch of logs. I don't know. Trevor's like, I don't know if I'm going to need wood this year, which is fine because I'll buck this all up and we'll have a bunch for next year too. I still got logs down in the woods that we can get for next year. We're in a pretty good spot here on the homestead. I apologize for that. Now, how come? Oh, well, you get to see the top of, there we go. Got rid of it. Let's see here. There we go. But yeah, things are going pretty good in my little garden. Which I believe I've already told you guys, I only did a little garden this year. I am going to buy stuff that I don't grow from the farmer's market from the Amish because they don't use a lot of chemicals and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I wonder if I can fix that. Did that fix it or make it worse? I don't know. Why does it look? Oh, I know why it looks green. Yay, that fell. Oh, goodness gracious, land sakes alive. But now it's too bright over there. Woo! I'm not subscribing to that channel because that guy's just a fool. I resemble that remark. But yeah, so I just have a small raised bed garden this year, and hopefully I'll be able to find everything I want at the farmers markets this year. I'm one person. I still have, oh my goodness, I wanted a ham steak, not a pork chop, not a ham roast, a ham steak. So I'm digging through the stand up freezer. The way I put stuff in the freezer is different than the way Wendy, hi, handsome, is different than the way Wendy did. So I pull on one thing and everything goes big old avalanche from that shelf. Not a problem, because I found something that I didn't know I had. Bacon! I got about 20 pounds of bacon, man. They're all wrapped by the pound. So I can start eating bacon. Right now, I have been I'm on a chicken. I'm on a chicken, rice, and broccoli diet. Okay. And the reason for that is because fat man's fat. I would stand up and show you, but I have my back belt on, which makes fat man look fatter than he really is. And I don't want to look fatter than I really am, because that's just bad. I have been working out. Can you see? No. I've started incorporating sets into, like, a set of 30 sit-ups, and then a set of 20 push-ups, and then a set of 30 flutter kicks, which I don't know if you know, between the sit-ups and the flutter kicks, that's a stomach workout. And then I'll do another set of push-ups. Then I'll do another set of sit-ups. Then I'll do another set of flutter kicks. And then I pass out on the floor until the cat wakes me up by licking me on the face. No. But yeah, and then I want to start doing squat thrusts. You would be surprised, Remy. You wake up in the morning, and I'm doing a protein shake now too in the morning, and you would really be surprised by how awake it actually, getting your blood pumping and moving and your breath wheezing. That's just me, sorry. And then when you're done, you're all sweaty and gross, and then you take a shower and you're all clean, and you're dancing around the house naked saying, I feel pretty, oh so pretty, I feel pretty and witty and bright. I'm not worried about a copyright strike on that. That wasn't close enough. But anyway, it wakes you up. It really does. It wakes you up, it gets you moving. It gives you a sense of, let's move today. Let's get something done. And then your world is crushed because you realize, what I have to do today is sit at the computer and edit videos. Yeah, it really does. The chicken, rice, and broccoli diet that I'm doing, okay, it's around 4 ounces of chicken. They cooked in a frying pan in 2 tablespoons of olive oil with spices and stuff. It really tastes good. The rice, I've got I found this really cool sauce. Let me tell you, I found this really, really cool sauce, and I'm like, oh wow, this is cool. This is going to be great. It's got like 5 calories. That's it. And it's like a very healthy sauce, and it touts how healthy it is. I get it home and I put it on my rice. Then I put the lid back on, because you make all this at the beginning of the week. Okay. I've been able to make 3 days worth. I have not been able to make the 4 days worth, because 1 cup of rice does not turn into 4 cups of rice when you boil it. It turns into just about 3. Anyway, you cooked all this in 1 day, and then I've been putting it in the Chinese containers, not the plastic ones, not the metal ones. And then you could pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes, heats everything up. Then I put my sauce on it. Turns out it was just soy sauce. You put your sauce on it, put the lid back on, and just shake, 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 Sonora, shake your body line. And then that mixes everything up, and then you just sit down and eat it. Now, you get your protein, very lean protein from chicken, with no skinless chicken, and well trimmed chicken breast. You get your protein from that. Your grain is the rice. That gives you, I believe, if I'm wrong about where this stuff is coming from, let me know. Your rice or your grain is giving you long lasting energy that will last throughout the day. And then the broccoli, very good for you. The broccoli will give you the vitamins and the minerals and all that good stuff. Okay. Now, I am using store-bought frozen broccoli. Next year, I'm planting a bunch of broccoli, but I probably won't be doing this next year. I have, in the couple weeks, let's see, when did we go on our escapade here? 15. So I've been doing it for a week, because I started it on the 17th. Yeah, I've been doing it for about 10 days. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 10 to 11 days. And on, like, on Sunday when I go to my mom's, I ate chicken strips and cheese sticks, mozzarella sticks. I'm not worried about weekends. I'm not doing this to lose weight. I'm doing this to start getting healthy. There's no sense in knowing how to kick in a door if you can't fit through it. There's a guy on YouTube called Administrative Results, and that came from him. But I weighed myself this morning or yesterday morning. I had been running between 34 and 40 pounds. Yeah, I've been running between 34 and 40 pounds. I'm tiny. 234 and 240 pounds. I'm now down. I have not been able to get under the 234. I'm now down to 231. Last time I weighed myself. Like I said, this is the type of diet that it's not really a diet, it's just a meal plan, really, that muscle builders go on. But I figure if I cut down on the amount of fat that I am taking into my body, then it should have to take fat from where I don't want it. My B cups, my tummy, I don't know. I haven't seen my butt in a while. I don't know how big that is. I think that's pretty flat. Anyway. I thought we were talking about homesteading. Well, homesteading and health. One of the reasons I exercise, one of the reasons I homestead is I want to be healthy. I used to say when I was young, dumb, as opposed to being old and dumb now. I used to say I did not want to live to see 70 because I've seen so many people be decrepit at 70 years old, not being able to move from their kitchen to their bathroom, not being able to get outside and do anything when they wanted to. Well, I'm 53 years old. And that's true. I turned gray way early. I'm 53 years old. January 15th, 1971 was my birthday. A day that will live in infamy to my mother. 70's getting close. 60 is my next big birthday. Holy moly, 60. I want to be able to move. I want to be able to do things. I like to hunt. I like to fish. I like to be in the woods. That's why I moved to the woods. Yeah. Trevor thinks I'm crazy. I'm wanting to join a gym. My friend Roger Williams owns and operates a gym in Lyons Falls, New York, which is it's like a hop, skip, and a jump from the church. I mean, it's really close to the church, and he's got really really good rates. It's really not expensive at all, and I oh hold on, let me see if I can. Let's go to Instagram. He's bound to show up. Come on, any other time? Okay, let's do a search. How do you do a search on this? Roger Kid Chocolate 16. Of course it did. Hold on. No. That that is my friend Roger. I don't know if you guys can see him in that very good. The dude is chiseled. And that's his gym. I don't want to be chiseled. Okay, if I could be chiseled easily, I would want to be chiseled, but I'm not going to be chiseled. I try to walk 3.5 miles 2 or 3 times. Yeah, that is awesome. I have cardiopulmonary disorder or disease, whichever they call it, COPD. When the doctor told me, she says, "Yeah, you have severe COPD." I said, "Well, of course." I said, "I smoked since I was like 13." And she says, "I don't think that's it." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, you were parked under oil. Did you come in contact with the oil well fires in Iraq? And I said, yeah. I said, we camped under them for about 2 or 3 weeks. She goes, pretty sure that's what caused it. She says, I can't write it down. I can't really say it, but that's probably what caused it. So I had, because she said there was a lot of scarring and stuff on my lungs. I don't know. I can't read an x-ray or whatever they did to me. But that was years ago. I remember taking a breathing test when I was 30, 32. And the lady's like, where you have to blow really hard into the machine. And she's like, how old are you? And I told her how old I was. She says, congratulations. You have the lungs of a 69-year-old or 68-year-old, something like that. Like, that's not good. But I'm feeling much better now. But I have, since I started doing the sit-ups and the pull-ups, because my stomach and midsection is a problem area for me. And my back right now, don't wig out. Right now I'm wearing a back belt because I'm sitting. This is a good chair. It's supposed to be locked, but it's a good chair. It's supposed to be good for you. It ain't. I will be sitting here, and the way I sit hunched over and working. Let's see. I'll be hunched over, sitting like this. Excuse the mess behind me. I'll be working through here like this. And after, I don't know, several hours, I would say, my back starts hurting so bad. My lower back. Now, this all being said, I just found out that there is a gym that Alex and Misty go to, and right down here in Rome, about 10 minutes away. Roger's place is going to be about half an hour away from me, half-hour drive. This place will be 10 minutes, maybe. I'm going to check it out. They had plan prices for like so much per month for use of the gym and classes. I don't want classes. I want it'd be really cool to have somebody there that to be able to say, hey, I need to I'm really wanting to work out this part of my body or whatever. I have this question. What do I need to do to work on that part of my body? Which a lot of it, I can go to Roger. I hate the idea of not going to Roger's gym because I want to support him in everything that he's doing with that, because it is an awesome gift to the community to have a gym like that. And I hope it prospers. It's just, for me, it's a long way away. And that hour drive a day, if I drive, my light died. Don't die. Will you turn on? Yes, it will. Ooh, that's bright. That's just bad lighting. You know what? Yeah, the sun went down behind the trees. So there we go. Now we can set this over here. Turn this on. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. Put this filter on that. There we go. It's better anyway, I think. But yeah, I'm not bald. I just didn't brush my hair. Um, but if I'm going to drive for 30 minutes to work out, I'm going to want to work out for 2 hours and then a 30-minute drive back. That's a long way for somebody like me who is just trying to keep from gaining the nickname Muffin Top. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Oh, what a beautiful day. And I spent most of it editing videos. I did go out for a few minutes when Trevor called. I went outside for a little bit, and then I'll keep going out periodically. But then I was watching some shows, and not shows really, YouTube. I apologize. I am like one of the worst friends ever as far as watching content. I am a very sporadic content thing. I use YouTube as more of a information thing, and so I search out the information. Now, if a friend has a video on that information, I go right there. But yeah, I'm a horrible friend. You know it. Admit it. But yeah, so I've been on here for an hour, guys. Thank you for stopping by the homestead. It means a lot. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and yes, even that little notification bell so that you get notified every time I come out with new content. Running after the pigs, really, the difference between the first time they got out and last night, the running, which, okay, I did have to run a lot farther and work a lot harder the first time. But the difference in my breathing, the difference in my able to recover from being winded was night and day. So, good night, Karen. Good night, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Y'all have a great and wonderful day. I don't know if Darren's going live tonight or not. I'm not sure. Remy from Rem's Family Farm, he goes live tomorrow night. Annie usually on Sunday nights and Tuesday mornings. So check them out. Yeah, guys, keep your pigs in the pen. When you build for pigs, build sturdily. These pigs, we're talking about maybe taking them a little earlier this year for the simple reason we're already beyond what we paid for feed for the pigs last year. We're like 2 pallets farther in 2 more pallets of feed than what we did last year. And some of it's because we got them early and it got cold, but some of it is just, I don't know. I don't understand it. I really don't. These are messier pigs. I know that much. But anyway, guys, y'all have a great and wonderful night. Keep your keep your pigs in the pen and get a good night's sleep. And Remy, start exercising a little. It doesn't take a lot. If you can do 5 or 10 push-ups, do 5 or 10 push-ups. If you can do 5 or 10 sit-ups, do what you can, and that will slowly get better. I know you're running and you're working constantly. Trevor works 60, 70 hours a week. and he's still on the heavy side. And he works a physical job. So, but being healthy is important. I want to get old and still be able to do the things I love. Just got to figure out what those are. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night and sweet dreams. Hoping the pigs don't wake you up. Y'all have a great night. We love you. And God bless. Might help if I hit the right button.